Big welcome to the Marriott, New York, where we're hosting the event today, and hosted it here last year. I'm Piers, Piers Brand. Delighted to see so many people here, particularly with smiley faces, and also no ties. Hey? I took mine off about 5 minutes ago because someone said, Piers, you can't wear a tie. So feel free to take your ties off or whatever you want to do. So this is me. This is me in New York a couple of days ago because we did a few street interviews, which I'm really excited about, actually, with Glenn from heretostay.tv, just really to get the mood from New Yorkers about what a service department is, what corporate housing is. So that session happens at about about 12:30, just before lunch. Yeah, that's me. Otherwise known as Boss Baby, but that gets used too often now. So this is a moment in time. This is the last time this slide gets shown. So is there a likeness? Do you think? Should I take the glasses off? You know, stuff like that? No. Okay, so I just really wanted to say a big thank you to our sponsors today, and particularly those that have supported the event from the offset. You know, we launched the event two years ago, and I'm really pleased with, you know, the amount of impetus, momentum, the pace that's being generated, not just by the people in the room, but ultimately the whole industry, which I will go on to talk about briefly shortly. But if the guys, particularly from Bridge Street, Chevelle, Reside, aka Maxton and Oakwood, could stand up just for general appreciation of everybody. A round of applause, please. Here we are. Okay, new for 2018 is, like the hospitality industry being disrupted more and more quickly through innovations in technology, disruptors maybe going over the whole industry and grabbing some space here. So is the exhibition and conference space too. So we are really committed to making sure that, people that are in the room today get the most out of the event. So we have, listened to people about, what can we do to engender business, connections, etc. So I hope you saw the app that was distributed about a week before the event. I'm delighted to see, the hundreds of connections being made, the hundreds of meetings, pre, during, and hopefully post. So do use the app. Also, something that came up, to give people an extra opportunity for networking. Yesterday, we did some tours, and there was a bit of feedback from last year which talked about, yeah, but you don't always need to tour service departments, Piers. Now, that resonated with me, really, because maybe there's blurring happening in the sector, and, maybe we've got to look a bit further outside our, say, comfort zone to see what else is happening. So we went to, yesterday, if you were on the tour, we went to see a disruptor in the office meeting space called Convene. Recently had some investment from Brookfield, and it was a real eye-opener in terms of what those guys are looking to do. So I hope you found that beneficial as well. There's quite a few workshops today. There's a tapestry of talent in the room here, and as an organizer, you never forget that. So we've got 10 workshops, which, there's a variety of different topics: apartment of the future, blockchain for hospitality, technology. So do look at maybe the workshop that you want to attend. And it's based around a collective with what we're trying to achieve here. So I just wanted to check that everybody had downloaded the Presdo app, which is the networking app. And there are some instructions just behind me if you haven't already. How many people who've used the Presdo app for connections and stuff? Okay, about 2/3, 75% of the audience. We'll take a bit of time if that's okay, because you need to have the app to actually contribute to some of the voting that we've got happening later on today. So if you can, there's some instructions on the screen. There we go. So download the app, searching using Presdo. There we go. click on search for events. And my team are around if anyone needs any help along the way. Does anybody need any help? Because we've got people helping at the back. SAS 2018, I think. There's hopefully a little card on each table there that will help. Okay, whilst people are just finishing off that, I just wanted to introduce my team. We've got Bryony at the back, who's looking at the AV. Natalie, who I know perhaps lots of people already know from previous events. She's a star. She makes the operations run smoothly here. Spoken too soon, though, Nat, maybe? No? Okay. We've got Rebecca at the back, who's over the marketing, new member of the team. George, editorial, so if you've got news stories or anything for today, or any announcements, let's do them on stage and maybe follow up with George. George will be interviewing through the day. If anybody wants to say a piece to camera, which will be uploaded and distributed via servicedepartmentnews.com, that will happen. Any announcements, let's get them up here. We've got quite a few press in attendance as well, so let's spread the word. There's also Katie, head of sales at the back, that a lot of you already know. Super. Okay, so there's some images of last night, and I just wanted to say a big thank you again to AKA and MJ and Larry Corman's team there down at Central Park. What a great space, and the accommodation is absolutely amazing. One thing I liked was the cinema room. Larry, I reckon we should get more people in that next time, yeah? Okay. All right, so to encourage a bit more conversation within the room, etc., we're going to use something called a catch box. Okay, has anyone seen this before? Yeah, okay, good. So you know how it's going. So really just, this is a microphone, and to engender, loads of questions from the floor instead of somebody coming to you with a mic or whatever, we'll have a bit of fun by throwing this around the room. So, who's going to be first? What do people want from today's conference? That is the question. And I am going to throw that to MJ.
Where do I talk?
Right there.
We'll pick you up, you're fine.
Thanks, George. I want to just listen to all these thought-provoking ideas today and vet them to learn how to grow top-line revenue and create raving fans.
Okay. Does anybody else want to have a go? Who likes talking into a box, a blue box? So that will be floating around, okay? Best catch of the day wins a prize, I reckon. Okay, so I must keep moving on. So I've talked about agenda. Okay, tweets for today. There we are. Yeah, tweets for today. The Twitter hashtag is SAS Americas, and there is a nice bottle of champagne for the best one. I'll pop that over there. There we are. And really talking about a collective and the collective in the room, what's going to culminate later on today is an open mic session. So if there is a topic that maybe we've missed or you want to know more about based around the people in the room, the idea is that people just say what they want to talk about, and the mic goes through the room, and we have a conversation about what maybe is impacting on the sector or whatever people want to do. But before I hand over to Patrick from STR for an update on the extended stay space, I was reflecting on the last 12 months a few days ago, and talking to people in the room last night on where the sector is, what the challenges are. And one thing that really resonated with me was, ironically, a breakout session that we did last year that a guy called Brad Lasper highlighted as part of the advisory board and said, Piers, we need to have a session on preparing your business for a sale. And I said, I like that, Brad. We'll do that. That's a great idea. When the conference came round, myself and Glenn at the back, who was moderating it, started to get a bit nervous. Glenn said, preparing your business for a sale. Where have the transactions been in the service department and corporate housing sector? And I said, good question. Okay, there's been Bridge Street and Versa Capital a few years ago, but the session has got to happen because that's what people want to talk about. So that session happened, and I was very, very grateful for the people in the room. And I could see people's minds ticking along, looking at their business, maybe from, being at the conference, allowing them to reflect on where they're at, where they've been, where they're going to, what help they might need to achieve that. And it was one of the best sessions last year. So there's no holds barred, really, with what people want to talk about. But isn't it great there's loads of transactions in the space at the moment? Yeah? We've got, in the last 12 months, well, just over 12 months, with Mapletree. Mapletree, buying 100% of Oakwood Worldwide. You've got Brookfield, about 6 weeks ago, buying Seiko in the UK and Europe for about 430 million GB pounds. You've got Woodspring with Choice Hotels, Choice Hotels purchasing there. There's one other, I'm trying not to look down. Aboda, of course, with their recent transaction. But how does that make people feel? Good? Not sure? All right, well, the discussion, I think, will carry on today, particularly from the investor and developer community. That's enough from me, I think. Come to me through the day, particularly for the session later on this evening, because we do need some help, really, with what people want to talk about. There are breakout sessions as well through the day, so do look at the agenda quite closely, please. And the breakouts happen out of the door, do a left and an immediate left. I'd also like to thank the advisory board for their input on the agenda. I think it's probably the best agenda that we've had. We met in September to talk things through, and the advisory board are highlighted in my welcome in the program.